19 cars on track then, they're under starters orders. And Long gives them the green, they're underway, and it's Charles Pickering and Chris Bropsop making the break from the front of the whites. In fact, it is the 338 car that comes across the start-finish line in first place, and there's a whole batch of them going into the first pen. It'll be interesting to see who comes out first of that. But Mark Gilbank's the first to lose it. The Newcomer of the Year award winner last night is now facing the wrong way on turns 1 and 2, and he seems to have taken Johnny Goodall with him there on turns 1 and 2. Barry Heath's had a heavy impact with the fence on the back straight, and he's now not facing in a very safe position on the back straight. He's broadside across the straight, but he appears to have got out of that situation now. He's retiring to the centre green with a flat tyre. So picking up the lead cars on the back straight, it's 338 Chris Bropsop, followed by 214 Charles Pickering, 503 Jeff Parker, and 30 John Davis. They're lapping novice driver Brian Wesley, who appears to be doing fairly well in his probably his first ever outing. But still Chris Bropsop that leads up the back straight. He's got a useful gap to second place Charles Pickering. Local lad Nick Gretton 416 has just gone in quite hard on the turn 1 fence there. Didn't see who put him in, but he might just reckon that he owes someone one after that. So it's still Chris Bropsop over the lead in front. Murray Harrison's letting John Davis know that he's made a comeback. He puts John well wide there going into turn 1 and 2, and he's now moved through to second place courtesy of that, and the chase is on to catch the lone white top up front Chris Bropsop in the 338 car. Novice driver Brian Wesley has come to a standstill on turns 4. Seems to be moving again now. He's at least off the racing line now. Des Chandler and Peter Fording forcing their way past 2 white top drivers on turns 1 and 2 in the shape of Chaz Pickering 214 and Jeff Parker 503, but Jeff Parker has a little dink at Chandler there on the back straight, and Chandler's gone, and Neil Briggs joining Chandler, spun around the wrong way. Des Chandler's rejoining, but Neil Briggs parked around the wrong way on turn 3. Brian Wesley's parked up the fence over on turn 2 and moving through into the lead. It looks like we've had 132 Peter Morton, who's now leading, followed by 97 Murray Harrison, and that's the way they are as they come across the line, start lap 6. So in first it's 132 Peter Morton, second is 97 Murray Harrison, third is number 30 John Davis, and then the ominous looking 33 car Peter Fording at the wheel in 4th place. He's not all that far behind. Looks like a trophy might be going back to Rotherham today. Charles Pickering looks like he's gone in hard on turn 1, and he's hooked right round the fence there. I don't think he'll be rejoining this race. So as the leaders avoid the stranded Brian Wesley car on the back straight there, proceed up the back straight into turns 3 and 4. It's still 132 Peter Morton, but he's coming under increasing pressure now. It's halfway. Looks like we might have a change of leader here. It's still 132 Peter Morton, but Peter Fording's just going through on the inside, and indeed there is a leadership change. Can Peter Morton possibly come back up to him on turns 3 and 4? It might be his only chance before the 33 car disappears into the distance. Peter Fording in 33 now leads Heat 1 for the Formula 1s. He's coming up to lap 21, Mark Gilbank. In second is still 132 Peter Morton, and third is Murray Harrison 97. Peter Fording's just lost his line a little there, and Peter Morton indeed comes back and has a little nudge at him. And there's 5 laps to go next time. So Peter Fording just lost his line a little bit going up the back straight there, but he survived the shunt from Peter Morton 132, and he now looks a safe bet for this win on Heat 1 for the Formula 1 stock cars. In second it's still 132 Peter Morton, third is 97 Murray Harrison. Might be that John Davis, number 30, is in third. He just had a bit of trouble with the back marker there and almost lost it on turns 3 and 4, but he survived, and Paul Harrison is in fact just moving up the inside of number 30 John Davis as he slips a little wide there, but John in his own inimitable fashion is shutting the door quite firmly on Mr. Harrison there, so Paul's going to have to work hard to gain that place. But back up front it's still leader 33 Peter Fording, just passing 159 car a lap down, and Paul Harrison's now gone past John Davis, so John's still trying to come back up the inside down the back straight there. In fact, Paul chops him up and John's climbing all over the bonnet of Paul Harrison, but John Davis has gained a place with that interesting overtaking manoeuvre. Certainly could sell that one to a few top names. Peter Fording's in trouble on turns 1 and 2 there. He had to take a detour onto the centre green just briefly to get past Neil Brigg and Chris Bropsop, but he survived and he's now well clear of the second place car, which looks like Murray Harrison 97 has just gone into second past 132 Peter Morton. There's 3 or so back markers blocking their progress, so the places could still change. Murray Harrison in fact gets a dose off Peter Morton. Looks like he might be spun. Paul Harrison's really putting the bumper in hard on John Davis to try and move in there. Chris Broxop spun round and hit novice driver Brian Wesley, who's parked up the fence on the back straight. Can John Davis get close enough to Paul Harrison to return the compliment on this bend? Paul Harrison slowed a little by 5:03 Jeff Parker, which may allow John Davis to get closer, but it looks like he's lost his chance because he lost his line a little there. And Peter Fording's coming off turn 4 to receive the checkered flag on Heat 1 of the Formula 1 stock cars at the Champion of Champions meeting. Second place looks like it's going to go to 97 Murray Harrison, with third 132 Peter Morton. Fourth place could be number 2 Paul Harrison, with fifth number 30 John Davis. We'll keep them coming just so we can get the minor places down on the charts. Still keep them coming, please, Lorne. Birding up there. So David is a lonely man in a club office Green flag goes down. Formula 1 Heat 2 is underway. John Speed's first across the start-finish line. Trouble already for Phil Bicknell even before he started lap 1. He takes Andy Maynard with him into a half spin, and Phil Wilton's bouncing all over the place on the home straight. He then cannons into Phil Bicknell, and him and Wayne Hanley are heading over towards the centre green. They've taken Steve Reese with them. Phil Bicknell and Phil Wilton are now causing trouble for the red and blue tops on the straight, and there's a big pile-up on turns 1 and 2. John Speed's also spun round up on 3 and 4. They're sorting themselves out down here by the old tote building. Phil Wilton's parked up in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Neil Smith's firing up to come again, and Phil Bicknell's still spun round the wrong way. There's trouble for 26 Ray Williams, 175 Rob Pearce and 258 Rob Howard coming out of turn 4. Looks like Rob Howard might be there to stay, but Rob Pearce and Ray Williams have come again. Phil Wilton and Phil Bicknell are having their own race the wrong way round turns 1 and 2, but they're both fired up, just waiting for a gap in the traffic so they can get back in the running, or indeed retire to the safety of the centre green, as Phil Bicknell is now doing. Mark Duxbury's parked up in a cloud of steam over on turns 2, so all in all a pretty hectic start to Formula 1 Heat 2, but hopefully as things begin to settle down just a little now, we'll pick up the leaders for you as they come across the start-finish line to begin lap 3. And indeed, it's 58 Paul Scuddon in the lead. He's followed by 37 Paul Holmes, 169 Andy Clark and 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. Frankie Wayman Sr. meanwhile puts the bumper in on Will Fawns and 500 Stuart Wood to try and get them right out of the way, but they're going to come round and see trouble in the shape of Paul Holmes reversing over the back straight after a heavy collision with the fence, courtesy of Neil Smith 507 and 169 Andy Clark. Stuart Wood's also been forced to retire as he's collected a tyre underneath his front end, and Phil Bicknell's retiring again from this race. He must have rejoined earlier on. So it's and the leader is 515 Frankie Wayman Jr., who's just crossed the start-finish line. He took advantage of all the chaos over on the back straight there and shot into an early lead in this race. It's, after all, only lap 5, and he's already a good way clear of his father in second place, Frankie Wayman Sr. 212, and then John Lund putting the Wayman Sr. under pressure. John Speed has once again spun on turn 4. He's making a habit of that in this race, and a mobile chicane operating up there now. It's still 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. who's going into turn 3 as second and third places come out of turn 2. They are 212 Frankie Wayman Sr. and 53 John Lund. Moving back a little, it looks like it's 91 Will Fawns in 4th. And there could still be 58 Paul Scuddon in 5th, although he's slipping back down the field. As I say, that might be that Rob Cowley's come through, as has Andy Maynard and Andy Clark, although I seem to recall both of them losing time earlier on. So Frankie Wayman Jr. crosses the start-finish line to begin another lap. John Speed, number 25, has rejoined, and it's halfway. John Speed rejoined in front of second and third places, but he's not going to cause them a problem. Indeed, John Lund has moved into second place and sets off in pursuit of Wayman Jr., but I can't see him going to catch him as Wayman Jr. has opened up a healthy half a lap lead already in this race. John Speed has yet again spun on turn 4. This time he manages to take Tony Smith with him, and they're both parked round the wrong way on the inside of the top bend there. It's like they're both trying to rejoin. They're causing trouble for Pete McCrudden and Duncan Constable. But they negotiate it quite well with 5 laps to go next time for Frankie Wayman Jr. 515, still half a lap clear of Driver of the Year 1991, 53 John Lund, and third place 212 Frankie Wayman Sr. It's still Will Fawns in 91 in 4th, and then could be that Rob Cowley's worked his way up to 5th, although he may have just lost that 5th place to 152 Andy Maynard, who's certainly going quite well in the Pete Fording car, but Typical, just as I say that, he's actually put his foot down too far, lost control of the car and spun it right round and headed into the back straight fence backwards there. He rejoins quite quickly, but he's lost a good 3 places after that bout of over-enthusiasm. There's still Frankie Wayman Jr. in the lead on the Tote Bend as John Lund rounds turns 3 and 4. There's still that half a lap in it. John Lund's not making any impression, whereas Frankie Wayman Jr. is not pulling away. But then why should he bother? Because he's already got a comfortable lead and there is only 3 laps to go. Frankie Wayman Jr. looks certain to win this race, although he's got 4 back markers in the front of him that are having their own race of their own for 4th and 5th places. Wayman Jr. gets past them okay. He's moving past Rob Cowley now. He should be okay to take this race win. Still 53 John Lund in 2nd, 212 Frankie Wayman Sr. 3rd, and 91 Will Fawns in 4th. Wayman Jr. has just passed the 2 lap to go board, and John Lund will see that board when he comes off and over the start-finish line. 212 Frankie Wayman Sr. 3rd. Not many runners left in this one. There's a fair few cars littered about the centre green after the hectic opening laps, but the man who came through it all was 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. to take a very early lead. Never looks like being headed now, and he's on his last. He's onto the back straight for the last time. Can't see any problems now, but having seen Wayman Jr.'s look this 1991 season, you never really know. But indeed, he is coming off turn 4 now. He sees a checkered flag raised by Ian Story. It goes down. Frankie Wayman Jr. has won Heat 2 for the Formula Ones. John Lund just laps a couple of back markers there and comes across for 2nd place. And then it could be 212 Frankie Wayman Sr. 3rd and 91 Will Fawns 4th. But don't put anything in your programme because I'm not too sure after the, the impressive events, the exciting events of the opening laps there where many cars were coming and going and we couldn't really see who was winning. But one thing for certain was 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. pulled out into a very big early lead and has won Heat 2.
So the green flag goes down and we're underway. The Formula One consolation, and it's car number 25 leading them into the bend. Charlie Pickering uncharacteristically slow to get away then. Around goes car number 37 without any help from anyone. That's Paul Holmes in number 37 and gets buffeted from pillar to post all the way around. Turns 1 and 2 there on the tote turn. And indeed there's 1, 2, 3 of them in the fence as well, along with Wayne Handley on the other side of the track, stuck in the mud by the look of it in car number 378. Steve Reese was one of the casualties over there in number 397. Meanwhile, the rest of the field are still running and circulating around there with Jeff Parker in number 503. Moving down the back straight and putting a few cars behind him. Off goes Neil Smith, number 507, with a flat rear tyre in the very early stages of this event. And car number 25 goes through in the lead. John Speed in number 25 leads from Jeff Parker in 503 in 2nd place. Charlie Pickering 3rd in 214. 1st, 2nd and 3rd, evenly spaced around the raceway. Whoop, and that looks like Paul Holmes again in a bit of trouble there in number 37, having great difficulty in seemingly controlling that car, particularly as it goes into the turn. The shale track here at Station Road this afternoon in excellent shape. Certainly been very, very fortunate. And just having a chat earlier on with Andy Maynard in the 152 car, which of course is a Peter Faulding machine. And Andy rapidly getting used to it. Moving down the home straightaway nicely there. About to try and get past Charlie Pickering, which he does. But like almost everyone else, not without a little additional hazard. It's bad enough having Charlie Pickering actually out on the track without trying to get past him as well. 25 and 503, 1st and 2nd. A lot of casualties in this one. 21 actually started and almost half the field, one would think, just having a quick look round, already sidelined for whatever reasons around the raceway. Some on the centre green, others in the fence, and in one instance in a little patch of mud. 25 and 503 and a 152 now up into that 3rd position. Andy Maynard in 152. He's down that back straight, and Jeff Parker's going to be on the receiving end of a little nudge there. In fact, it was rather more than a little one. It pushed him wide, didn't push him into the fence as such, because Jeff Parker's still moving, but it certainly enabled the 152 car of Andy Maynard to move up into 2nd place. He's now chasing and in fact past the lead car as well. So it's 152 by the look of it, coming in to the home straight in the lead. Andy Maynard in number 152 confirmed as the lead car. That's the halfway, Mr. Starter. So into the second half we go with Andy Maynard in the lead in number 152.
Oh dear.
Oh, and one right over, yes. Matthew Bennett in 152 and waved yellows.
Come on, start the course. Do we want it stopping? Come on, Rob, get out there.
So willing helpers over there, that certainly was quite a roll.
Who's leading? Maynard.
The leader, Mr. Starter, is 152. Business to be out there for whatever reason. Just a reminder, please, to mechanics that they should not be out there. We are still, in effect, under racing conditions. So as they make a move, do remember that the situation is that it's the order that the cars were in when the yellows went down, not necessarily first, second or third. Green flag goes down. We're into the second half of this one, remember, and it's Andy Maynard in 152 who's actually leading from... Oh, a little bit of trouble at the back there, towards the back of the pack. 152 and 25 was how it was. And indeed looks as if it's how it is as they come back into the home straight past the start-finish line. Andy Maynard in number 152 leads. Number 25 still in that second place, but coming under a little bit of pressure, not the least from Neil Brigg in car number 87. And in fact, Brigg has now dived through on the tote turn and moved up into that second place in number 87. 5 next time, Lorne, please. So 5 laps to go. Andy Maynard in number 152. And a nice little run actually at the moment. He's certainly not under any pressure. Neil Brigg in that second place at number 87. But what, quarter of a lap behind or so. Jeff Parker in number 503 having a go at the back end of John Speed's number 25 car. Quite effectively too, but then promptly goes wide as he tries to miss the skating car of Paul Holmes, number 37. And Paul certainly has been doing a lot of mileage out there on the track. Certainly far more than if one was just going around there in the normal traditional manner, because he's been sliding and slipping and slithering all over the place. Boards being shown to the lead car and to the second placeman, Neil Brigg, remember, in number 87 in that second position. Two laps to go for the lead car. And certainly 21 started, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 9 cars running. So obviously quite a hectic session, this one. And they're going through onto the last lap now. Andy Maynard in 152. Still well ahead on that last lap of the second placeman, Neil Brigg in number 87. And still in third place, but being pressured all the way around, number 25. John Speed. But that could change. So it could possibly be that Mark Gilbank has moved up there in number 21. So the checkered flag goes down. First and second are through. And again, we keep them going for obvious reasons. There might only be 9 out there, but they're spread over a lap and a half or so.
Coming on the starters' orders in the Formula 1 final, 24 cars on track. The green flag goes down, the power comes on all the way around. Looks like everyone's got a clean start so far. Across the line in the lead is 25 John Speed. Trouble already for John Davis and Peter Morton in 132 and number 30. Peter Morton spun round on the centre green. John Davis looks like he's going to race off the centre green, rejoin this Formula 1 final. 2-1-2, Frank Wayman Sr. is a slow mover on the home straight here, as is novice driver Brian Wesley, 427. He's probably wondering what on earth has hit him. There's problems up there for two white top drivers, 338 Chris Broxoff and 37 Paul Holmes up on the top bend, turns 3 and 4. They've gone to the wires there, don't look like they're rejoining just yet. John Lund has a bit of trouble bypassing the hazard of novice 427 Brian Wesley, who's rolling to a halt on turns 1 and 2, causes trouble for race leader 25 John Speed. Red top Rod Cowley looks as if he's gone in on the back straight and he's twisted round a post there. He's trying to reverse out of it, but a very slow process. He's still going to be there when the leader comes round. 25 John Speed is that leader, but he's going all over the place on the back straight. Oh, and a huge collision there. Johnny Goodall's in spot of bother on the back there. He went straight into a fence post after he tried to avoid the spinning 25 John Speed. We're keeping an eye on that situation. But Johnny Goodall went in with a hell of a thump there, and his axles are splayed back underneath his car. John Speed's tucked in behind him. Yellow flags, please. We need the yellows for Johnny Goodall. The lead car is 97, who's just gone past the start-finish line. The lead car is 97.
What's he doing? He's not overtaking him that marker, is it? 73 now. Who's the lead car?
97, this will be his second lap, so you want to stop him this time if you can.
Yeah, well, he's...
Yeah, we'll stop lead car 97, Murray Harrison, on the start-finish line this time. So the yellow flags have been brought out so that Johnny Goodall, driver of car number 5, can receive attention. He looks like he is climbing from the car now. He really had nowhere to go and full race speed straight into a fence post, so it's no wonder that he's a little bit shaken. But he appears to be out of the car okay and on his feet.
You got 37 on lap 1, have you? 37 one down. So I've got 97 152, 213 175, 96 169, 515 91, 26, 33 87.
On this end screen, but he looks well, he looks a little less shaken than that impact would have suggested he would be. Now the car's parked on the start-finish line, waiting to come on the starters' orders once again. They're much in the same order on the lap charts as you see them on the track. And first is 97 Murray Harrison, with second 152 Andy Maynard, and third 213 Des Chandler. Right, so they're away and rolling again in the Formula 1 final. When they come round, it'll be lap 5. We only got 4 laps through before race leader Johnny Goodall ploughed the fence on the back straight.
Who? 97.
Well, he's a lap down anyway. No, I think he's just going to a safety point, isn't he?
Well, Rob sent him off, but I don't know why. Was the 132 racing before the incident?
Yeah, I think he'll come back.
He's rejoining. So he'll be last, will he?
I don't know where he'll be. We'll worry about that at the end, aren't we? All down to London, you're on the same racing lap in that lineup now. With an exception of that novice 427, and 503, 338 and 132 are all down. But how far each of them are down? It's debatable. They're not going to make much impression from here, are they?
So everyone up to John Lund is actually on the same lap, with the exception of novice driver 427 Brian Wesley. So the order is virtually as you see them on track. With 97 Murray Harrison leading them off as they get the green flag once again, but he's sure to come under pressure from already a race winner at Long Eaton Shaleway this afternoon, Andy Maynard in 152. Frankie Wayman Jr. moving nicely up the inside of Andy Clark, 169. Andy Clark just taps him a little as he goes through, but no trouble for Frank Wayman Jr. and he's away up the back straight, having gained another place and sets off in pursuit of the lead 5. He's probably back in about 6th as Murray Harrison comes across the line in the lead. Trouble for Maynard and Chandler down here, and it's Maynard that suffered. He turned in on Chandler, it appeared, to try and save his 2nd place, and he's punctured his back tyre. He pulls right across in front of Neil Brigg there, but fortunately the Briggy missed Maynard there, and Maynard's pulled off onto the safety of the centre green. He's really got no choice because he's got a flat tyre. In fact, he's just cruising down the back straight now. So the leader is a come up the back straight is in fact 97 Murray Harrison still, and it's 213 Des Chandler in 2nd place. Moving up the inside and white top 338 Chris Broxop. Frankie Wayman Jr. is motoring along very quickly in 3rd place with 175 Rob Pearce in 4th, and Peter Fording bouncing down the home straight in 5th. Then comes Glyn Daft and Andy Clark and Wilf Warnes. But coming onto the home straight again, it's still 97 Murray Harrison in his old car that he's borrowed back off Pete Durrell in the lead, with Des Chandler and Frankie Wayman Jr. closing slowly but surely on him. It looks like there might be a bit of bump coming into the 3rd turn here. There surely is. And Des Chandler puts Harrison wide, but then Wayman Jr. comes in also with a dose of bumper, and the 3 abreast coming into the home straight there. But Wayman Jr. shows his red top quality and just pulls away from the 2nd and 3rd place and straight into the lead in this Formula 1 final. He's already opened up quite a gap between him and Des Chandler 2-1-3. He's got to negotiate a couple of back markers now, which forces him to step on the brake pedal rather harshly there, and he's going to now move by 1-3 to Peter Morton. It's halfway this time. Peter Morton actually creating a bit of a problem for Frankie Wayman Jr. there, but he's away and past it, the race leader, and now he's put 2 back markers between him and 2nd place man Des Chandler in 2-1-3. It's still Murray Harrison in 3rd in the 97 car, but he looks like he's just about to lose out to Peter Ford in 33. Then you've got to look quite a way back down track to get Rob Pearce 175, who's next on the lap charts. So off turn 4, it's Frankie Wayman Jr. 5-1-5 in the lead as Andy Clark 169 retires to the safety of the centre green. He's not going to repeat his November final winning performance. Still 2-1-3 Des Chandler in 2nd, taking quite a wide line around the tote bend there. And 33 Peter Fording in 3rd place. Murray Harrison is 4th in the 97 car. He's under pressure from a lap down 132 Peter Morton. Looks like it might be Rob Pearce behind them. And then perhaps Glyn Daft, Wilf Warnes and John Lund, but they're all a long way down from where the action's really happening, which is up front, with Wayman Jr. still got a healthy lead off. Oh, and the novice driver Brian Wesley really went in with a hefty clout on the back straight there. He was, we've got 5 next time. Brian Wesley was under scrutiny from the race leaders. He had nowhere to go and he was straight into the fence. Looks like all's okay over there, but he's certainly tasting all sides of Formula 1 stock car racing today. We're qualifying for the final on his 1st ever meeting, and then a visit to the fence, which I'm sure he'll remember for a very long time. He'll certainly feel it when he gets up tomorrow morning. But back out in front, concentrating on the leaders, it's 5-1-5 Frankie Wayman Jr. He's got what looks like an unassailable lead from 33 Peter Fording in 2nd and 2-1-3 Des Chandler in 3rd. Then further back down track, it's 97 Murray Harrison 4. And Rob Pearce 1755. Then comes John Lund 53 and 6, who perhaps is just moving up the inside of Rob Pearce now. He drifted a little wide on turns 3 and 4 there. Indeed, John Lund does to move into 5th, but he's probably about half a lap down on race leader Frankie Wayman Jr. 5-1-5. It's interesting to see how far ahead Frankie Wayman Jr. is of John Lund, because they're the 2 that are in contention for the track championship. The 2nd race of the day at the Boxing Day meeting will decide that championship. No points scored today are counted, but Wayman Jr. must look as favourite for that if he can pull this sort of gap on the national and world points champion John Lund. So it's Frankie Wayman Jr. He's got a posse of back markers right in front of him now, but he just shifts them out the way with the way he knows best. That's using the bumper, but Peter Fording is perhaps closing a little bit as Wayman Jr. Suffers under the scrutiny of those back markers. There's only 1 lap to go, but I don't know whether Peter Fording is going to be close enough to have a dive at Junior as they go up the back straight for the last time. Peter Fording indeed is having trouble with back markers himself, and Neil Briggs taking him to the fence. spurred of flame from the back of the 33 car, but Wayman Jr. is not worried about that because he's coming off turn 4 to win the Formula 1 final at the Champion of Champions meeting here at Long Eaton. Frankie Wayman Jr. wins that, then Peter Fording taken out in second place on the last lap. He's firing up to try and come again, but he's got to do a tricky 3-point turn on the back straight there to try and get away from the fence. So drama indeed, as Peter Fording looked like he might get close enough to Frankie Wayman Jr. to have a little go on the last bend of the final there, but then he suffered at the hands of backmarker Neil Brigg and was taken to the fence on the back straight. And we can have the reds, please, if you would.
Wilf Warnes in car number 91, Rob Cowley number 73, and Neil Brigg in number 87. Just announced it. 33, Peter Fording. Junior Wayman in 515. Number 2, Paul Harrison. 53, John Lund. Racing over 16 laps. The green flag goes down first time, and we're underway. The power comes on all the way around here this afternoon at Long Eaton, and it's Maynard who goes into the lead in car number 152. And Craig Smith niftily ducks under him, though. And then the same thing happens over on the far side, so it's very much an as-you-were situation with 152 in the lead. How long for? Because it's already being challenged. Whoa, and there they go, sliding and snaking all over the place. That was Murray Harrison in car number 97, getting pushed, bored and buffeted by 343. Barry Heath, then there's trouble down here for number 338. And just look at these star men rattling in there as well. Bumpers going in hard. Junior Wayman and John Lund involved there in 53 and 515. Paul Harrison drops down a little bit, so does Peter Fording in number 33. The man who's stuck right in the middle of the track here is car number 338. Barry Heath has pulled off in 343. Craig Smith is still motoring in number 407, so is Wilf Warnes in number 91, but the rest of them are really cracking around here at a fair old rate. A few casualties in the early stages of the proceedings, but enough out there on track to make life interesting. Remember, there's some quite useful money on this event. Bumpers going in on that bottom turn again. It was John Lund involved there in car number 53, and it looks as if he might almost have lost it there as the back end really did tweak right out as far as Lundy was concerned in that number 53 car. Well, already spread all the way around. You can see that down there. 152 and 132. Peter Morton in second place. 152. Andy Maynard leading. Then comes John Lund in number 53 and Peter Fording in number 33. Junior Wayman in 515, Des Chandler in 213, and Paul Harrison in car number 2. Into the home straight away, and it is still Maynard in car number 152, moving down the home straight quickly and into turns 1 and 2 beneath the tote board, and then down the Nottingham Road side. John Lund drifts a little bit out on the wide side in car number 53, and that almost enabled Peter Fording in car number 33 to dive underneath him, but he shut him out nicely, and he's still in that second place with Fording still third. The leader again past the start-finish line, and it's 152, Andy Maynard. That's the man from 53, John London, 33, Peter Fording. 1, 2, 3, safely through. So is Junior Wayman in 515, then Des Chandler in 213, and he's just going to relinquish his position to Paul Harrison, who moves up a place in car number 2. Rob Cowley likewise, and it looks as if Chandler's got a problem in 213. The leader is still Andy Maynard in 152 from 53, John London 33. Oh, and it's going to change now because Andy Maynard lost it there, and it's Lund who goes into the lead in 53. With Peter Fording in that second place in car number 33. This could be interesting throughout the rest of this one because Lund is going through there rapidly at the halfway stage. Mr. Starter, it's John Lund in car number 53 from Peter Fording in car number 33. In first and second places, then comes in third place car number 515, Junior Wayman, followed by Andy Maynard in 152. Then Paul Harrison in car number 2, Rob Cowley in car number 73. Lund the leader though in number 53 from 33, Peter Fording, those two still quite close. Anything could happen in what is left of this race. No one's being allowed to get too far away up front. But Lund certainly there. Down the back straight, into 3 and 4, around the pits, bend turn, comes into the home straight away, goes past the start-finish line. He's still very much there, and it's 5 next time, Mr. Starter. 5 laps next time for 53, John Lund. From 33, Peter Fording, who is second. Third, 515, Junior Wayman. Fourth, 152, Andy Maynard. Fifth, number 2, Paul Harrison. And 673, Rob Cowley. That's how they are. 5 laps to go. 1, 2, 3. Will we get a last-minute burst of acceleration from Peter Fording? Will John Lund drift out and enable Fording to get a little bit closer in the closing stages? They haven't done so as yet. John still there in number 53 from Peter in 33. First and second, then this big gap. Third, 515 Junior Wayman. Then another big gap. Did he come to Andy Maynard in 152, who's fourth. Then Paul Harrison in number 2. Time running out. But those two are really going at it. Oh, and it looked as if then there might have been an opportunity perhaps to get in. Will Peter Faulding get close enough to John Lund? John Lund still there in 53. Peter Faulding chasing him all the way around here, and they've got a virtual open track because they're both moving around very rapidly indeed. Time still running out equally quickly. Lund and Faulding neck and neck almost around here. Certainly no one giving anything away. A back marker, will it have any influence on the situation? Not on that far side, it doesn't. Peter Faulding winds it up down that back straight in an effort to get closer to John Lund. He's still not there. Oh, and there's trouble there. All over the place there. Really went in high and wide. We'll see the rest of the race out, all being well, just keeping an eye on things down there. But as interesting indeed was that. There's the checkered flag. It goes up and it comes down. 53, John Lund crosses the line first from 33, Peter Faulding. Oh, a little bit more trouble down there as well. Number 2 and 152. Okay, Mr. Starter, we'll read it, please.
It came off, it went to the left, a bit short.